Stockholm har blivit kallt och röda mattan har blivit svart. Och dagen till ära så har vi bytt ut hela Hötorgshandeln här mot en massa flotta människor och snygga limousiner. Det är dags för Polarpriset 2008, vilket innebär att vi är här för att hylla några av världens främsta artister och musiker. I år så gick priset till sopranen Renée Fleming och rockbandet Pink Floyd. Gillar du Pink Floyd?
Ja, jag tycker de är väldigt bra. Jag tycker de har ett väldigt bra engagemang också. De skriver inga låtar som handlar om ingenting, utan allting handlar om någonting som är viktigt.
Min favoritlåt är den här Another Brick in the Wall. Den tycker jag jättemycket om.
Du är ju ett grymt fan. Du pratar om det till och med i ditt sommarprogram.
Ja, det kan jag inte låta bli. Jag fick frågan här borta hur många album jag har, och jag har åtminstone ett dussin. Det här är hjältar som jag har följt i 30 år åtminstone.
Oj, vad snygg! Jaha, tack!
Jag har inte ens hunnit ta mig.
Oj, men vad snygg du är! Anders Borg är tydligen också rätt vass på Pink Floyd. Kan jag få göra så att jag bjuder upp er till min lilla hylla på Grand Hotel och så avgör vi en gång för alla vem som är bäst?
Det skulle jag gärna ställa upp på.
Hörru, du har väl tejpat?
Nej, jag har inte det. Det är jobbigt.
Det där får du inte äta någonting i nu. Inte ens en mintpastill.
Inte kissa heller, det är som är värst.
Ni har lite samma style.
Led Zeppelin. Kolla, visa ryggen. Ja.
Men hörni, det var 2 år sedan de fick pris. Här har vi då en av kvällens huvudpersoner, operasopranen Renée Fleming tillsammans med Loa Falkman. Vad är det som är hennes storhet?
Hon är otroligt tekniskt driven, alltså en teknik som man nästan aldrig hittar. Hon kan få gärna bjuda in mig till Metropolitan så kan vi köra en duett där.
Oj, vore inte det extremt coolt?
Det vore fantastiskt.
Det här är en Pink Floyd hommage.
Ja. Jättesnygg.
En slags haschneuros.
Här kommer Anders Borg, vad roligt. Kliv in vet jag. Hur gör du med ditt hår? Alltså, ligger det så där när du vaknar på morgonen eller har du gjort det extra fin för idag?
Nej, det ligger inte så här när jag vaknar på morgonen.
Utan vad gör du då?
Jag sätter upp det i en tofs.
Titta, nu är det som att jag är en del i det här paret.
Ja, och det är jättehärligt, tycker jag.
Det är mysigt hela tiden.
Eller hur? Vad äckligt att jag just spåade oss som att vi skulle ha en threesome. Göran Hägglund säger att han kan mer om Pink Floyd än vad du kan. Så att jag har fixat ihop en liten battle nu mellan dig och honom. Ja. Och han har tackat ja. Kommer du?
Han kommer förmodligen vinna den, men jag kan gärna delta.
Nu kommer kronprinsessan. Kolla! Men du är ju inte helt oäven på sång heller.
Om man tackar. Du kommer ihåg min gamla schlager?
Jag kan den faktiskt. Such a privilege.
Ja, det är bra. Ja, det är bra.
Den trodde du inte skulle komma upp idag?
Nej, inte direkt. Inte i de här fina kretsarna.
Welcome to the 17th edition of the Polar Music Prize. The Polar Music Prize is awarded to individuals, groups or institutions as a recognition of exceptional musical achievements. The prize is the legacy of the late Stig "Stickan" Andersson. As the publisher, manager and co-writer of ABBA, Stickan was the man behind one of the world's most successful pop groups ever. But to me, and I dare say that I speak for the majority of the Swedish females who grew up in the 70s, Stickan was more than that. He was the reason why I would remove from the household anything even remotely resembling a microphone. He was behind the constant changes of hairstyle and color. And all those days I spent pondering the answer of that eternal question, which one is Björn and which one is Benny? We are here to pay tribute to a couple of true artistic titans tonight. One artist from the classical world, one group from the world of rock. They are joining a very exclusive and extremely talented group of artists who have all broken musical boundaries and created new artistic paths. Some members of this group have passed away, others are very much alive, and they are all united in being legends. Being a superstar at the peak of her career, Miss Fleming's schedule is equal to most presidents. However, our team managed to squeeze themselves in for an interview with one of the truly great artists in today's world of opera.
I would say that I was born with music because my parents were both high school vocal music teachers. They both taught singing. And in fact, from all of my very youngest years, my mother taught voice and piano in the home all day. So imagine as a baby, an infant, a toddler, that's what I heard, people singing. Music became, in a way, my first language.
So you sang before you could actually talk?
That's what they tell me. In the performances I'm singing right now, I'm so happy. I love everything about it. Some things make me more anxious. Opening night tends to be difficult, but I guard very closely against stage fright with preparation. What we're doing is so risky. There's so much risk. You know, from one performance to the next, even if your career isn't hurt by a bad performance, your confidence will be. In many cases, that's more dangerous. The culture, in particular classical music, is still intimidating to many people. It amazes me how many people are afraid to go to the opera because they don't know what they're supposed to wear. The way we sing is really extreme. Sometimes I listen to us and I listen to myself and I think, what a bizarre thing that human beings are capable of doing, you know? And then a dog howled with me on stage once and I thought, well, the dog sounds pretty good too. That's not fair. And I'm singing my aria. How dare you? The pressure to sing a phrase that holds the standard of every singer who's come before you, because that's the pressure we place on ourselves, is so tremendous. I can't even describe it. You know, I envy people who sing pop and, you know, other kinds of music because their goal is to be original, is to not sound like anyone else. It's that singular pressure on one person to exceed or reach the level that's been reached before. It's such an honor and a joy and a privilege, and it's just fun and satisfying. I love what I do. I love everything about it, except for those sacrifices that we make. Sometimes the pressure really gets to me. I'm not terribly fond of memorizing music. It's tedious. Everything else I absolutely love. Love.
So to the greatest love story of all, Romeo and Juliet. To honor Miss Fleming, the winner of the 2003 Guildhall School of Music and Drama's gold medal competition, Miss Susanna Andersson, is going to perform Juliet's waltz song, Je veux vivre. It is time for our first prize ceremony. Here to read the citation for Miss Fleming, please welcome the General Manager of the Metropolitan Opera in New York, Mr. Peter Gelb.
Thank you. The American soprano Renée Fleming receives the 2008 Polar Music Prize in recognition of her sublime, unparalleled voice and unique stylistic versatility. Connoisseurs and the general public alike have been dazzled by the beauty of her soft and natural voice, which is equally supple in every register and exudes sensitivity in every tone. Congratulations, Renée, for this grand award, which you so richly deserve. And I'd like to now welcome Miss Renée Fleming, who will receive the 2008 Polar Music Prize from His Majesty the King.
I just can't believe I've been allowed to get dressed up and I don't have to sing. When I think about the actual legacy of the great singers of this country, Jussi Björling, Birgit Nilsson, Elizabeth Söderström, on whom I have really fashioned my repertoire choices, I am so humbled to be receiving this award here, of all places. I think it's fantastic, this foundation, and I'm incredibly grateful and privileged to be a part of it. Thank you.
Okej, är ni redo? Okej, då drar vi igång. Och 1, och 2, och 1, 2, 3. Ett pris är utdelat, men ett pris återstår. Jag har tagit mig hit till Grand Hotel för att kolla så att allting går i den här snygga gröna färgen som jag hade beställt. Det tycker jag att de har lyckats med. Det är här middagen och efterfesten kommer att vara. Vi tar en liten paus nu och sen när vi kommer tillbaka, då är det rockbrallan på. Välkomna tillbaka till Polarpriset 2008. Det är ingen idé att vi håller på det längre. Vi kör igång rockakten direkt. Kör hårt, Petra!
Shortly, Pink Floyd will accept their award. And first to honor them tonight is the woman who invented Scandinavian soul and the man who is said to have the best rock vocals in the country. Titiyo and Freddie Wadling performing Comfortably Numb together with Andreas Klerup.
There is no pain you are receiving.
Pink Floyd. Deras magi är världarna, tycker jag. Alltså ljudbilden plus att de hade den här sköna sätt hur man producerade plattor på 60-talet. Det autentiska soundet.
Alltså otroligt starka låtar. Det är många låtar som verkligen har liksom en hook och de sätter sig.
Och så finns ju det här kontrollerade vansinnet hela tiden som går igenom alla skivor alltså.
Jag märker när jag lyssnar på det idag hur mycket jag har influerats av. För jag märker att om jag börjar spela gitarr till en Pink Floyd-låt så märker jag att jag kan hela solot. Och jag har aldrig sett att öva till det. Så att så djupt sitter det.
Man kan hitta mycket djup och de förklarar ofta hur det är att vara människa på ett sätt som ändå inte känns liksom kniv mot halsen. Utan det är mer så här, liksom, man blir inte deppig liksom på dem, men det finns väldigt mycket. Ja, för att de förlorade kanske deras bästa polare. Så det finns den där mörka undertonen. Liksom.
De är sfäriska.
Mörkt och vackert.
Ja, precis. We like the dark and the beautiful. I'm dark and she's beautiful.
Bra kombo.
Hello, is there anybody in there? Just not if you can hear me. Is there anyone home? Come on now, I hear you feeling down. I can ease your pain, get you on your feet again. Relax, I need some information first. Just the basic facts. Can you show me where it hurts? There is no pain you are receiving. A distant ship smoke on the horizon. You are only coming through in waves. Your lips move, I can hear what you're saying. I was shy, I had a fear. My hands felt just like two balloons. Now I got the feeling once again. I can't explain, you'll never understand. This is not how I am. I have become comfortably numb. Have become comfortably numb.
They've sold millions and millions of records. They've been on countless tours all over the world, and they are often referred to as one of the most influential rock bands in history.
I'm proud of the work that we all did together. I think we did great work, really great work.
I can survive without being on stage, but yes, I always enjoyed it and loved to do more.
We were a family, and we went through divorce. Don't know who divorced who, but anyway.
When you started out playing drums, how did that happen?
I was sort of 13, 14, and none of us had actually played any rock and roll, but one of them, I think, had already bought a guitar, so I thought, oh, well, I'll buy the drum kit then.
I was motivated by, sex and money, obviously. They're the two main motivations, I think. But also I had a certain political motivation, and maybe I had a need to express myself, which as a very young man I found difficult.
The first album was recorded at Abbey Road. We signed the record contract with EMI. I think we were lucky. We had Norman and we had an engineer called Peter Bone, and both of them really allowed us to learn about the recording process. I mean, I know people from the same era who were really never allowed to touch any of the equipment. It wasn't for 5 years that we really became international, successful on a commercial level, which was Dark Side of the Moon.
Dark Side of the Moon was finally the idea of an album that was about one single concept and that was seamless, that started, you know, and then flowed in different ways and finished.
Obviously, it's Roger's writing. I think that's been enormously important. I mean, I still, you know, one of the things I'm quite fond of mentioning is the fact that I think that Dark Side actually has more relevance to a 50-year-old than it does to the 25-year-old guy who wrote it.
How much did each member contribute?
That's a really, really good question, and I'll see if I can find a lawyer to answer that.
We got on great for a number of years. We did great work together, and then the thing naturally, you know, came to an end. And when things like that come to an end, there's always a bit of fussing and fighting and I'm not very good at music by committee. I think it's almost better if one person has a vision, and there are people who do, who like that, who thrive off it, but I think maybe I'm not that guy, you know. You know, if people have accused me in the past of being a bit controlling, and, well, I am.
Roger he left the band. I mean, it's fairly well documented, but I think Roger really felt that he would do better working on his own. I mean, a band only works for as long as people feel that there's some point in being together rather than being separate. Roger reached the point where he thought he'd do better on his own.
But then you did Live 8.
What happened was Geldof called me, and he went, "Oh, well, like he does," and I went, "All right." I said, "I'll call Dave, but I haven't got a number." He said, "Oh, you've got the number. Oh, you've got the number." And I went, "Okay, all right." So he gave me the number, and I called the number, and amazingly enough, Dave answered the phone.
Do you think you can tell?
The night was really magical. There was an amazing amount of kind of energy coming back from the crowd. You could just sense how much it meant to how many people, which was extraordinarily flattering, but also very moving, you know, in its own way. And so to have that, if we never do anything again, to have that memory is really good.
Tell me, is something eluding you, sunshine? Is this not what you expected to see? If you want to find out what's behind these cold lines, you just have to crawl your way through this disguise.
be a talented basketball player for the Tensta Tigers and a devoted showman at the student theatre while at university. Today, he is the frontman of the most powerful group of the nation. Please welcome the Prime Minister of Sweden, Mr. Fredrik Reinfeldt.
Your Majesties, Royalties, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let me start with the official citation. The 2008 Polar Music Prize is awarded to the British group Pink Floyd for their monumental contribution over the decades to the fusion of art and music in the development of popular culture. Through extensive sonic experimentation, they captured the mood and spirit of a whole generation in their reflections and attitudes. Pink Floyd managed to evolve and create exciting music and albums over the years. When rock and roll developed, Pink Floyd was foremost in shaping the sounds that would influence artists forever. I was 14 years old in 1979 when the wall hit the world. And I must say I was at the Pupils' Council, starting already in those days. And I remember that by some odd circumstances, they let the Pupils' Council have a room of their own at the school where the enormous stereo that covered the whole school was put. So, between the lessons, we were in control, and we put on "We Don't Need No Education." Yeah. We don't need no thought control. Hey teacher, leave us kids alone. Power balance. You have the lessons, we have the time in between. Thank you very much for that. Might I add that nowadays, as a parent, and when I'm at work, I'm not that sure anymore. So, now, I now would like to ask Mr. Roger Waters and Nick Mason to please enter the stage to accept the Polar Music Prize 2008 from His Majesty the King.
Well, here we are.
It's like thunder. Your Majesties, Your Royal Highness, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, fellow musicians, agents, managers, and even the legal profession. Firstly, I should bring, and do bring, apologies from David Gilmour and Richard Wright for not being here. They're sorry not to be able to be here, but on their behalf and Roger's and mine, there are a few people we really should thank. I think first Marie and Thomas Layden for actually getting us here. It's been quite a struggle, but they did a brilliant job, and here we are. And also Leonard Vicklin not only Leonard, but also all the committee who actually gave us this award. I mean, we are really honoured, and I think I'd like to also respond to Renée and say how honoured we are to share it with her. We came last night to her concert, which was absolutely fantastic, and so thank you for that as well. And anything from you?
Obviously, I endorse everything that Nick has said, and I'm really happy to be on this stage with him tonight.
Thank you.
Your Majesties, Your Royal Highness, laureates, excellencies, distinguished guests, dear viewers, thank you all so much for coming tonight. It is time for the final countdown.
We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. Yeah. No dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teachers leave them kids alone. Hey, teacher, leave those kids alone. All in all, it's just another brick in the wall. All in all, it's just another brick in the wall.
Ja hörni, nu är båda priserna utdelade, men festen är inte slut för det. Den har ju knappt börjat. Här på Grand Hotel så börjar faktiskt det fina folket strömma till. Här som vi ser, hej. Vi tar en liten paus och väntar på att fler personer ska komma.
Loving you brightens my day. Loving you chases the blues away. I hear a song.
Ladies and gentlemen, Your Majesty, with your kind permission, I would like us all to sing Sweden's second national anthem, Helan Gårdbacks. Are we ready?
Ja, välkomna tillbaka till Polarpriset 2008. Nu äntligen har partyt på Grand dragit igång. Jag är jättenöjd med min fest här, hur jag har ordnat det. Jag fick hit kungen och drottningen och ja, det blir fett. Loa, tack så jättemycket för fina sången.
Tack så mycket.
Är snaps bra för rösten?
Ja, alltså det är bra för stunden, för det trubbar av omdömet och så tycker man att man är väldigt bra.
Ja.
Så att för en själv är det väldigt bra.
Ja. Jag blev ju lite avis där nere för det såg så trevligt ut med de där snapsarna.
Ja.
Sen får man passa sig för snapsen för att den går rätt upp i
Ja, men det är ju det som är
hjärnan.
det är det som är affärsidén. Har du inte förstått det?
Undrar vad de tycker, de här Pink Floyd och dem.
Ja, jag tror att de har tränat faktiskt.
Ja,
Men nu ska jag sjunga en liten söt sång som jag har lärt mig av Magnus Härenstam.
Ja.
Det låter så här. Stackars van Gogh, tänk så illa det kan gå. Blev av med örat som vi vill bli på. Leder du mig ner nu?
Renée Fleming, congratulations.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
I'm so pleased and honored by this tremendous award. I really am very grateful to be here tonight.
And welcome Patricia, Renée's mother.
Thank you.
How was the ceremony?
It was beautiful, and she was exquisite, as always.
Of course, she's your daughter. What did you think about the performances in your honor?
Well, I was so touched that Peter Mattei and Anna Larsson came, who are Larsson, I think is pronounced here, who are colleagues of mine with whom I've sung, and that they would take time out of their schedules and their vacations to come here was amazing. And it was wonderful to discover the talent of Susanna and her beautiful talent as well. And of course, I absolutely loved the Pink Floyd performances. This music is iconic, it's legendary, and it's followed me my entire adult life. So it was great.
Have a nice evening. Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening. It's been a pleasure. Bye-bye. Men du, jag ville höra, hur gick det att både sitta och äta i klänningen?
Jag minns inte, för jag var nog avsvimmad. Nej, det gick faktiskt. Men jag lutade mig bak så här. Så.
Ja.
Men sen så andas jag inte emellanåt.
Det är lika bra att hoppa över det.
Andas så mycket ändå.
Lite så här, som en halvmåne kanske. Du kan komma hit. Lite längre nästan. För ni måste alla synas och vara fina. Vi gör så där. Men Anders, vad säger du om att statsministern sjöng?
Det tyckte jag var jättestort, särskilt eftersom han inte hade en aning om när han gick upp att han skulle göra det.
Vad är det säkert det? Han hade inte förberett.
Ja, han hade fått veta att han skulle läsa upp prismotiveringen, men sen så höll ju den här mannen från The Mets ett lite längre tal, så då var han tvungen att improvisera lite grann, så jag var mycket imponerad av det.
Hörrni, ska vi ta och avgöra det här en gång för alla nu, vem som kan mest om Pink Floyd? Och för varje rätt poäng, Maud, så delar du ut en polarkaka.
Jaha. Ja, men det här är ju... det passar ju mig jättebra det här.
Ja.
Vilken uppgift.
Pink Floyd är känd för sina långa låtar, men hur lång är egentligen den längsta?
Jag gissar att det här är från Wish You Were Here. Och då ligger vi på ungefär 18 minuter.
Det är fel. Vill du chansa, Anders?
Ja, då gissar jag på att det är från en annan skiva att det var 20 minuter.
20 minuter. Det var faktisast närmst. Rätt svar är 25 minuter och det är faktiskt Shine On You Crazy Diamond. Om man
det var precis det jag tänkte säga.
Ja, var det det?
Ja, men de ligger på olika sidor.
Nu är det domaren som dömer. Det var, Anders var närmast.
Exakt.
Du kan behöva en kaka.
Till vem har de skrivit Shine On You Crazy Diamond?
Det är till en av originalmedlemmarna som heter Syd Barrett.
Det är rätt.
En kaka.
Nick Mason har en hobby.
Anders. Han är mycket intresserad av motorsport.
Det är rätt.
Han skriver också i motorsport i en tidning i Storbritannien.
Det är stort. Det är stort. Ja, egentligen stil. Ja, precis.
Men herregud vad du favoriserar. Okay.
Men Göran kommer igen. Jag känner det.
De sitter vid samma bord.
Ja. Och Anders gav iväg en kaka. Det var generöst.
Nej, egentligen. Jag är ju flest.
Ja, Maud. Jag ber att få gratulera. Vad roligt. Svänger.
I'm perfectly well. How are you?
I'm very well, but beginning to slide under the influence of the aquavit. Yes, the schnapps.
Yeah. Congratulations to the prize.
Thank you.
What was the ceremony like?
Fabulous.
Yeah, it was actually really enjoyable. It was far less formal, I think, than we expected.
Oh, great. Good. I think take that as a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Yes. And I heard that when they did the performances in your honor, that you sang along.
I did. It's in my nature.
Yes.
I'm a sing-along kind of guy.
Great. So what will you do with the money?
There's money. You never told me there was money.
Yes, I was going to mention that.
What was the first thing that went through your mind when you heard that you had won the Polar Prize?
I probably hadn't realised quite how prestigious it was at the time. And it was interesting sitting in the audience this afternoon and seeing the list of who won it in the past. I mean, it's a pretty good roster.
It means a great deal to us. We take it very seriously. It means a great deal. And everybody's been so kind. And
we'll come back next year.
We'll be back
I
next
hope
year
so.
for another
Is it,
one.
I don't know if it's possible to win twice. Do you? Have you heard that?
No, but we could make
an exception. Have fun tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Seriously, thank you. I thought that went well.
Ja, men jag tyckte att det gick bra.
Det blev ungefär som jag hade tänkt oss.
Ja, men faktiskt. Och det var kul att alla fick plats här också.
Ja, och Joey Tempest var bra.
Ja, men han var ju det.
Ja.
Det var ju
Alla var jättebra.
Ja, men det var ju det. Ska vi säga så då?
Vi säger så.
Ja, då viker vi in hovarna och så hoppas vi att ni tittar nästa år igen. Det har varit jätteroligt. Hej på er.
Tack för ikväll. Hej.